Yes, guys, I hope you're good. Welcome to the Chelseanews podcast. Today we'll be addressing Chelsea latest news. Also, we're going to talk about Marco Cucurella winning Euros for Spain, Enzo Fernandez winning the Copa America with Argentina. So, Tsejo, how are you?
All good, brother. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm all good. I'm all good. Jerry Z, how are you? Jerry,
I'm good, Tobeho. Thank you so much for having me on a beautiful evening, 16th of July 2024.
yeah, everything should be on record. Dante, how are you?
Yeah, big up, big up.
Yeah, big
I'm
up,
good.
big up. I'm good.
Yeah, 17th of
Yeah,
July
17.
here.
Yes, in Melbourne, Australia. Yep.
Yeah, just want to say, guys on the chat, if you're new, please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button. We are getting close to 500 subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. That will mean a lot to me. So let me just share the first news item we are having at the moment. Interesting one. We don't know whether to believe it or not, but since it's there, never rule anything out because the transfer window is still open. So Jerry, can you say it?
Yeah, I can. I
Yeah,
can.
I can.
According to
According to
sorry about that. Can you maximize the screen? It's a bit small, I can read, but it's yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. So I'll read and then yeah. According to Athletic FC, there is still a debate over whether Chelsea will go for an established striker such as Isaac, Osimhen, Alvarez, and Watkins. So all big strikers, big profiles. They are complex deals, and it's unclear if Maresca is happy with what he has. The striker market is being monitored, while a definitive decision is made.
Yeah, thank you, Jerry. Yeah, I'll start with you, Jersey, since you have read everything. What is your thoughts about it? Do you think we need a Victor Osimhen, Alvarez, Ivan Tony, or Isak? Which one would you prefer? Also, like I said, do you think is it necessary to buy one of them, or we should use what we are having at the moment?
Um, it's a very good question, and of course, as things progress, we see the direction the club is taking. So we can understand. And we also signed Marc Gui, who I like a lot, by the way. I have told you when we were discussing when he was signed. So I'm very keen on this signing. I believe he has all the right attributes. So I would like him to be given time. But of course, if we have to eventually compete at the highest level, I think we should go for the best. That's my opinion, right? If it's possible, if it's feasible, if it can be done in a way that meets the financial structure of the club. So, of course, I think who would mind adding a prolific striker, right? And to the second part of the question, that who would I choose from this list? It will be Osimhen, and it will be Victor Osimhen. And the answer is because from last September, I think we have been warming up to Victor Osimhen, right? I've been telling everyone, all my friends on the streets, in the office, we are going to get with Victor Osimhen. So yes, I have not forgot all the you can say dozens and dozens of podcasts on different platforms when we talked on Osimhen. So yes, I still believe he has the attributes. The some people, of course, they have a valid point. The price tag perhaps is too high, and maybe right. It's a maybe. I would say that he might not fit in right away, and there could be a lot of pressure. So all these arguments are valid, but I'll take Osimhen. But the other names on the list, Like Alvarez, I have spoken before. I consider him as good as a great striker. Yes, some people say he's not a striker. I understand that, but he can play in advanced position. He is a great player. Perhaps didn't have the best of Copa America. So if I have to choose one, it will be Osimhen, Victor Osimhen, or followed by Watkins. So yeah,
Yeah, very interesting names, Jerry. Uh, so, Dante, what about you? Who would you prefer?
Yeah, look, out of those ones there, I would probably go for Isaac. I just think he would suit very, very well in the system. He's a good goal scorer, a great finisher. He's got a good touch, good finishing, not bad in the air. For me, he's a little bit more, obviously, he's more proven than Osimhen in the Premier League itself, but Osimhen's done it for a while, obviously, in Italy, winning a championship there and being a top scorer that 1 year. But I just don't see how we get Osimhen. First of all, the price, not so much probably the price, a little bit, but not so much. More the wages, the structure of the wages, the agent fees, the payment terms as well to Napoli. So I think that's quite a bit of a stumbling block there. They probably have it. There's still news on it. It's still coming up. They probably have it there, that deal there. They probably offered something that they thought was, reasonable and in our sort of budget. And there's probably an offer there. But I do not think Napoli would accept anything like that. I don't think Osimhen would accept. I mean, he's already on quite a high wage since he got his increase. He's already on, I think, 253 or 56,000 euros a week. So it's basically 250,000 a week. So he's already on quite a high wage. That's already past our structure. So I don't see that one happening, to be honest, unless he really takes much less. But I don't see that happening. The only way that one will happen is if we wait till the end of the window, we can't get other deals done, and he really lowers his price, Napoli lowers his price, and no one else wants him, and then we might swoop in. But I don't see it happening, unfortunately. That one, I don't see it happening. Isaac, I like out of those just because I think he suits the best, in my opinion. It's what we need. But yeah, even that one's going to be a bit difficult. I mean, Newcastle haven't really done anything in this transfer market, to be honest. And one of their main chairman's left as well. So not sure what's happening with Newcastle. They have the money. Obviously, PSR is a bit of a problem. We saw that, but they do have the money. That's not a problem. But how ambitious are they, and what do they want to do? Are they still going to sell their prized assets? Are they still going to sell Guimaraes if he leaves? Or Isaac is the other one, obviously, the two prized assets. Anthony Gordon as well to Liverpool. Maybe that's an option for them to. So I don't know what's happening there. If one or two of those players leave, I see them struggling pretty bad next season, to be honest. I don't see them doing too well. So I'm really not sure what's happening with Newcastle. So if one of those other two leave, Isaac will probably say, look, well, we haven't signed anyone. We're not going to be competitive enough. He might want to leave. So then there's an opportunity there, obviously. I don't think the money is a problem. Wages or fee for him, I don't think it's a problem. 100 mil, probably something like that. We've splashed before. If we have the money, we can splash that money. It's about the wages, and he's on quite a low wage. And from what I was reading reports, he's pretty easygoing with the wages. He doesn't expect big wages, so he would be the one to go for. Alvarez, you guys know my thought on that one, and he's gonna end up going somewhere else or back to Spain, in my opinion. That's the only sort of avenue I can see him going, back to Spain somewhere or staying at City. Watkins, yeah, he'll be great. He'll link up as well, good, but I don't see him leaving Champions League and pretty competitive team in Aston Villa. And being the main guy there, the star of the team, basically. So I don't see him leaving, to be honest. So yeah, look, there's like Jerry was saying about Magui, he's great young striker. I don't know what the plan is with him. I'm not quite sure what the plan is with him yet. We'll obviously see a bit more in preseason, how he goes. Saying there that the Maresca is, if Maresca is happy with what he has, well, Maresca's already happy with what he has. He's definitely happy because he already knew what he had and he was very happy. He said the squad's already strong enough for him to be right up there. So I don't think he's not happy. He's just doing his job. You can see that he's straight down to business. I don't think he's not happy at all. I don't think he minds. I think he's okay with Nkunku and Jackson and Guru as well. So yeah, I don't see that being a problem if we don't sign another striker.
Yeah, thank you, Dante. And then we have Siako on the chat. Says, greetings, gentlemen. You guys have been scarce. Man, what can you say? We have been busy, but we are here now. So let us know, Siaka, and the rest on the chat. Who would you prefer in terms of these four strikers that Chelsea might potentially sign before the transfer window? But at the same time, like Dante and Jerry said, I think it's good to assess these players during preseason. Then Enzo Maresca and the sporting directors will decide whether to sign a new striker or just let what we have at the moment. And also, don't forget, we still have David Datro Fafana. I don't know what is the plan with him. So let's wait and see. So, TT, it's up to you, man. Who would you prefer and, and why?
Um, I've always liked Isak. Out of all of these players, I've always liked Isak, and I mean he's got us. He's more like a Jackson, but more clinical, more accurate, more of a great finisher compared to Jackson. But he's very skillful. He's quite strong on the ball, and he can carry the ball as much as Jackson can, which is great. I for one prefer someone like a Jackson for us. I think not Jackson, Isak for us. I think he's a better fit. The other players like your Alvarez or Osimhen or even Watkins, it's highly unlikely that either of these players will actually join the club. But if I was to choose, it would definitely be Isak. Who's this? Alvarez, I'd say. I mean, his CV is a bit high. It's quite packed. You know what I mean? He just won another trophy not too long ago, and he's got quite a lot of trophies in his cabinet, or rather in his CV, and his price tag is most likely going to be inflated as well. Not only just that, but his wages also, which would ultimately go against our wage structure. But I don't like him much as a striker. I like him more as a player that plays behind the striker. He's a pretty decent footballer, but I'm not sure if it's the profile for him being a Chelsea player. As the same with Osimhen. I think he's too expensive. Sure, we could afford him to just get him over the line and become a Chelsea player, but in terms of his wages, I'm not entirely convinced that he's the type of player that we might actually go for. I'm not entirely convinced that that's going to happen. And then you have Watkins, and I'm going to have to agree with Dante. I mean, he's not going to leave. Um, he's not going to leave Champions League football that he worked so hard to attain, by the way, and then just go and try and play for the Conference League. I highly doubt that's ever going to happen. It's highly unlikely that that's going to happen. So I don't see that happening. And besides, he's also a pretty decent um, striker. He could be a good fit, but But out of all four of them, I'd definitely go for Isak. Out of all of them, I really like the type of profile of a player he is, and I think he's a better fit, to be honest.
In terms of what I want personally, my number one is always gonna be Victor Osimhen, and I think we stand a chance to sign him. In terms of Napoli want Lukaku, so if I was Chelsea, I will use Lukaku uh, to Napoli to sign Victor Osimhen. You want Lukaku, we want Victor Osimhen. But at the same time, I think what we need, just like I said, we need to assess the players during the preseason. What if that Fafana will give us something that we haven't seen during the preseason? So I don't think we need to rush. Let's wait for Napoli to load the fee, because at the end of the day, if Victor Osimhen want to leave, they should lower the fee so that the boy can go. So that's my take for now. And also, I will take Isak. Seems like Newcastle need to sell one of their star players in order to bring players. So I will target Isak and then bring him to Chelsea. But at the same time, he's still a good player for them. So they won't let him go for a lot of the. They will rather ask for crazy money, more than 100. So we'll wait and see, guys. So, Bobby, how are you? Welcome to the coolest channel. Did we lose Bobby yet? He was here. Let me check. Oh, he left. Okay, Jerry, can you kindly read the comments for me on the chat?
Yes.
Yes.
Uh, Mara says, big up legends, loving that you're discussing Chelsea.
Well,
So, yeah, please like and subscribe to the Coolest Chelsea podcast and share it with your family and friends. Thank you. So, Siaka from South Africa says, I would rather get Jonathan David. I have seen his videos. He's a good attacker. Interesting point over there. Big up, JC. Big up, my boss. Big up, everyone. Greetings from the headquarters beach. Hope you're having a good time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hello, everyone. Dante is greeting the chat.
Yeah, that's it, guys. It seems like Dante and JC are having fun there. So, Titi, you can say the next news item. Let me remove this one first. I think you're done. So, Jerry, do you know anything about Denison David? What is your thoughts about Denison David? Do you know enough about him?
No, not enough about him to analyze or give a comprehensive overview. So I'll let perhaps Dante or Titi to analyze if they have watched enough or done their research on the player.
Dante, do you know enough about him?
Yeah, look, we've spoken about him in the past. I'm not the biggest fan, to be honest. His stats look amazing, but when you actually see him play and how he plays, doesn't really impress me too much, to be honest. Would he suit us? Yeah, maybe. He's that type of striker. He's on the smaller side. He's a bit on the smaller side, though. I don't think it's the profile we need, but the type of play, he can play a bit of possession here and there, hold the ball up a bit. So he can fit in, but I just don't think he's that good, to be honest. Everyone looks at his stats and they think he's an amazing player. But in my opinion, yeah, he's not really that good for me. There's not much he does that impresses me, to be honest. So for me, it's a no for David. It's been like that for a long time. Um, no real teams have gone in for him, and he's got a very low price tag at the moment and very low wages. So no one's gone for him at all. That should tell you quite a little bit. Is he's if someone does go for him, it'll be some sort of more of a mid-table team, I think, or a lower end team in England that can pay his wages a little bit more. I just don't see him, especially for Canada, not really clinically. He doesn't do too much. He'll finish, but he doesn't do too much else. So, and even his finishing is quite off at most of the times. It takes him quite a lot of grows. So, pretty much like Jackson, but and lately, if you've seen him at the Copa America, yeah, Canada did pretty well. They've got a pretty not a bad side they're putting together, actually. He's sort of the star man of that team, but he's not really. He's not doesn't really perform like a star player. So yeah, in my opinion, it's a big no for me for David. But that's just my personal opinion watching him play.
Yeah, thank you, Dante. Zero, do you want to add something to that?
No, to be fair with you, I don't even know who Jonathan David is. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't really watched him at all play anywhere. No, I think we might as well just move on to the guys that I actually know, like this Conor Gallagher news, where they are saying that Chelsea are prepared for potential suitors to show their hands for Conor Gallagher. They value him in the region of 40 to 50 million pounds. Tottenham interested and likely to make a move, and Aston Villa admire him but unlikely to approach. Are these the only teams that are interested in him? I think there might be more.
Atletico Madrid, I'm saying Madrid. Atletico Madrid was also mentioned in the last week or two.
Is it? Yeah, I mean, it could be. It could be a. I mean, I think if we could manage to sell him for 50 million, that would be great. Um, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel about him actually moving over to a different club. Not now, anyway. But that's just me. We have quite a lot of midfielders right now that are potential starters. I mean, we have Andre Santos, who's back now into the team. We have Drewsbury Hall. We've got Enzo. We've got Caicedo. We've got Lavia, who's back fit. And we've got Gallagher as well. So that's quite a lot of midfielders that we have playing pretty much the same position. But if we need to offload, he's probably the one that will most likely get the axe and go elsewhere. But it's not. It's if we do manage to sell him for 50 mil, I think that would be a very good deal. I'm not sure if if he himself is interested in leaving, or whether or not Maresca has any interest in selling him, and we'll most likely have to see in the next few weeks, especially after the first game of preseason on the 25th, and then we'll see exactly what the idea for Maresca is with this team and his chosen 11. But if we are going to sell a player, I'm pretty sure he's probably going to be one of those that make way just for the sheer profit of things and to try and make some space for other players. Because right now we do have quite an inflated squad. We've got quite a lot of players right now. And if we do need to offload, and he's one of those that are going to get the axe, then most likely we should go. I mean, most likely he might just go, provided we find potential suitors. I don't know, but what do you guys think about this post?
Dante, what do you want to say about Conor Gallagher? Do you think he should leave, or do you think Chelsea should give him a new contract. What is your thoughts about it?
He should have left already by now. I'm not sure what he's waiting around for. Uh, um, we'll see in preseason, just like TT said there. Was it TT that said that? Sorry, can't see because there's some stuff on the screen there. We'll see in preseason if they're looking to sell him and Tottenham are really interested. They probably won't play him in preseason, to be honest. I don't think you'll see him play in that first preseason game at all. Because if he's really close and they want to really sell him, they're not going to risk him playing him in a preseason game to get injured and not being able to sell him. So if we don't see him at all in that first preseason game, I think that's a pretty big sign there that should tell you a lot that they're looking. It's really going to probably most likely happen. If he does play, then yeah, maybe not, because you wouldn't risk someone for that much money. You're not going to risk playing him in a preseason game to get injured, especially. Where's our first preseason game? Is it at? Are we at home or is it in the US? I can't remember now.
It's in the US, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure if it's at home
So
first
if
and
it's
then
at home first and then
No, it's
Yeah.
all the games are in US.
They're all in the US. Okay, I thought we might be playing one just before we leave or something at home. But yeah, the pitches there are not really. They're very hard. The pitches there because they're not really football pitches, so they're quite hard, most of them. So you got a chance of getting injured there on a foreign pitch. That's usually so. Look, he won't play at all if he's going to get sold, and that'll tell us a lot. I think he should definitely leave if we can get that much money for him, but also for himself, because I don't see him fitting in. I don't see him, when I say fitting in, the style of the possession based, quick 1-2 passes, turn. And we already saw that in Enzo Maresca's videos. 1-2 pass, turn, dribble, take the man on, or invite a man to come to you so you could draw him out. So you got to be quite technical and quite really, really good on the ball to do that. I don't think he has those skills. I don't think he's that type of player. I think he'll struggle. And I think he'll struggle. He won't start. I don't see him to be starting. So if he's happy to sit on the bench and probably come on last 10 minutes or so, 10, 15, 20 minutes sometimes, maybe start the odd game here and there, cup or something. Yeah, but I mean, I think what's best is he just moves on. We get that money. We can invest that somewhere else where we need it much more. And he'll probably get a nice big fat raise if he goes to another club as well, plus a bonus and a raise, because we're not going to give him the I don't think we're giving him the contract he desires and he thinks he's worth. From what I saw, he wants in that 200 mark, 215, 220, around there, between 200 and 220. And I don't think we're giving him that, to be honest. He'll get that. So, like a Tottenham, they'll probably give him that. They should be able to give him pretty close to that. But I don't see us giving him that much. And then we obviously lose. If he's not going to do that, then he stays and then he leaves on a free at the end of the year because we're just going to lose out. So I think for both parties, the smart thing would be for us to sell him, for him to move on, get a bigger pay rise, and probably be our first a starter in every game. Because if he does go to Tottenham, I can guarantee you he'll start for Postecoglou. That's his type of player. He needs that in his system, those type of players. So he would start there, in my opinion. He'll be a starter. So, yeah. Look, there's not many clubs coming in for him. Everybody's saying, a lot of people are saying, oh, he's such a great player, world-class player and stuff like that. Well, there's no one really coming in, has come in for him at all. He's been sort of on the block for a bit to try to sell him, to try to move him on. No one's come for him. Now saying Aston Villa admire him, but no approach. Only Tottenham has been. People have been saying Atletico Madrid. I saw a couple of the articles on that. He would suit that, yeah, and there is a need there because Saul has left. He's exactly like that type of player. There is a fit there, but are the Spanish clubs, Atletico Madrid, going to play that much money for him? I don't think so. I don't think they will pay that much for him. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that one. But yeah, in my opinion, best would be for him to just move on and No more Gallagher. We don't have to worry about Gallagher and people about Gallagher. I don't want to hear about Gallagher more anymore. I'm over Gallagher.
Yeah, I think it's a tricky one because what if Enzo Maresca would like him to be part of his team? So that means we should offer him a contract. But at the same time, now it's 50-50. And clearly you can see, since the club are not offering him a new contract, that means they're still sticking to the plan that they should sell him. So we'll wait and see. And also, I hope when he come back from his holidays, the club should sit down with him just to clarify whether is he part of their plan or not, so that we can let teams bid for him and we cash in on him. But at the same time, personally, after what season he had last season, I'm on a 50-50. I'm on a defensive mode. I would like Enzo Maresca to see him first, and then he can decide whether he keeps him or not. And also on the chat, we have Zinky says proper Charles. You're welcome, bro. I hope you are new here, and then please subscribe, hit the like button, share the channel to everyone that you know. So, Jerry, what do you think about Conor Gallagher?
Yeah, so
Yeah, so
yeah, we've been
yeah,
talking
we've
on
been talking on.
um, yeah. So on Gallagher, I think for the entire season, and yeah, after talking to Dante on a couple of occasions and Carlito, I also came to this realization that he lacks, technical skills, and he is not really, in a way, if you say, the best midfielder out there. But at the same time, like, we have to appreciate his work ethic. He is important. Again, it depends on the style of play. So if Poch was here, then I think he should have stayed, because it suits that style. It suits the Jurgen Klopp Liverpool style. It suits Postecoglou style. It depends on the style, in my opinion. So he can be a great player, as I said, under Poch, Liverpool, Tottenham Hotspur. So, but we know what kind of football will suit him. So, with what we know, with the research we have done, with the limited data we had on Leicester, so we see how Enzo Maresca plays, and of course the training videos we can see, as Dante already alluded to that. So I'm not going to say, that no player can learn or try to integrate, but a player who has not really played this style up until what he is 24. So it's a huge ask, it's a tall ask for him to change his game in a way, really adapt to a new system. He can do that, but then it will be risky. And then again, will he get the opportunity to do that? So yeah, as a person, as I said, I like him as a proper Chelsea. It will be sad, of course. I have those feelings always for a proper Chelsea to the academy lad to go, but I think that is the part of modern football until it changes. So personally, I would like to have him, but if we talk professionally and seeing the manager we have, then it really does not make any sense. And still knowing that we are still on thin ice, despite many people saying that everything is clear, but it's better to ensure that your financials are at place. I mean, are clear. You don't have to, go for any contingency plan as we did. So yeah, I think it makes a great both footballing and business sense to sell him. But of course, I won't like to see him at Tottenham Hotspur, honestly. So yeah.
Very interesting. You want to see him at the Tottenham Hotspurs. Let's wait and see. So, JC, are you back now? Welcome to the channel, bro. What is your thoughts about
Hey,
Conor Gallagher and also the strikers that we've been linked with? Which one would you prefer?
oh, hello everyone. For start, for Gallagher, I will say, everybody in this team, I would say like it's a new, fresh start, and I won't be surprised if he's good because I mean, we saw that training sessions of Maresca. I mean, it's no rocket science. Everybody does that. Like most teams which are playing like 1-2 touch football, they are the ones like mostly high pressing, like mostly on the other half of the in the opponent's half, and they are uh, primarily it's all about like 1-2 touch football and like positioning. And it's refreshing to see for the first time like it's not about running faster than the ball, but the ball making the ball move faster. So that's what it is all about. And I've seen some clips of Gallagher from past, like his reflexes are spot on. And to be honest, like he's a fit guy, like he hardly gets injured. He's agile, he's fast. So and he's not a technically bad player, to be honest. And if you do not have to make a lot of like runs, we might see a different Gallagher. I to be honest, I'm very curious to see the whole team, and I don't make any predictions. Don't be surprised if Gallagher will be very doing playing like fantastic. It is possible. It's very much possible. Technically, he's not a bad player. Yeah, okay, like first touch and all that stuff. We always used to like say like he loses the ball and all that. But like, okay, I mean now he's practicing that. No? The team is practicing movements and like 1 and 2 touch football, and a slight improvement in that area makes Gallagher a very good player in this system. I do not know. I mean, I might be again being uh, optimistic or something, but like we will see. We will see. To be honest, I mean, I'm not guessing anything. We see the games, and we will definitely see a change. It will be different kind. I mean, the closest you can say we played this kind of football was with Sari, where we were moving the ball like 1-2 touch passing and moving, and like breaking the press, and like in 3-4 passes, like we are already on the other half. But like Sari was more direct. This is more about possession. So yeah, I mean, whether we will score a lot of goals, we will see. But like that's different story. But football will be different, and don't be surprised. I won't be surprised if Gallagher also is a good player. So let's see how it goes in the preseason. Preseason is a preseason, but still we will see some changes, and I am looking forward to seeing these players. I'm not making any judgments. For the strikers, to be honest, I do not know because I'm at the beach right now as well. So I've been missing a lot of news. Maybe you can fill me up. Tobago, like who are we being linked with now? I mean, we are linked every day, some news and all that. So I'm not aware, brother. So it's hard for me to answer that.
Yeah, the Athletic article says that Chelsea might go for an experienced striker if the opportunity is still there. So we've been linked with Oli Weekends, Isak, Victor Osimhen, and Manchester City striker Julian Alvarez. So what is your thoughts about it?
Yeah, okay. All of them are very good strikers. All of them are very good strikers. And if you look at the system, then probably Alvarez fits more. But I do not know. I mean, all of them are very good strikers. Isak is good and young, but Newcastle won't sell him. We can forget about it. Like the financial year is over. Why would they sell him now? So I mean, it's all speculation. Maybe we can try to make some effort and all that, but will it happen? It's hard to believe. Like when it happens, then we can say that. On the other hand, I mean, there is a argument like our financial year is also over, and these owners we know, I mean, they have okay, we will have another year to balance the books, so now let's splash the cash again. So they have time. They might do that. Any kind of like crazy deals, anything can happen. But it's hard to say. For me personally, I would take Isak, but it's not happening.
Yeah, thank you. Jerry, can you please kindly read the comments on the comment section, and then we'll address the following news item.
Yeah. So Siaka says to every English fan, I believe to English, fan or the people in England, I'm sorry for the loss at the final of the Euros. Rich Money Makers is in the house. Big up legends on the panel, and we are looking at Nisi. Please like the coolest chills podcast. Siaka. Rich Moneymakers says we are looking at Nico Williams again. Everyone hit the like and subscribe. Big up legend JC, and you need sugar. So JC, do you need sugar? Sugar legend, yeah. Tommy Bryan, big up Chelsea family. Thank you for tuning in, and please subscribe if you have not, and share it with your family and friends. Oh, sorry about this call in between. Sorry. Yeah, please go ahead. Okay.
Yeah,
Any other
any other
any other message?
no other messages, Jerry. I appreciate
Okay,
it.
I
Okay,
apologize.
I apologize. I
I did not
did not.
put the volume down of the call. So yeah, champions. Cucurella, Spain. A great photo.
Great photo.
Amazing to see it.
Amazing to see it.
Yeah, if were you saying something to Beo? Please go ahead.
No. I was not saying anything. You can go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, because I have to go. The call was for the meeting. I told you I have to leave, so I'll just give my 2 cents in a minute and then have the panelists to continue the show. Thanks for having me again. Yeah, so amazing to see. It's great for me to wind up this part of the podcast with Cucurella. I think well-deserved champions, won all their games. So and we won both the tournaments with Cuco at the Euros, Enzo at Copa America. He played amazing. I think he was, I won't say the best player of the tournament, but one of the more outstanding player who improved. And he showed that he has amazing talent. Perhaps he was not utilized, in the proper way. I don't want to criticize Poch, but of course, when he was given the proper role, he was inverted, used with more retention, being more advanced up in the midfield, and we see a different Cucurella. And we throughout the season, of course, whenever we saw him, we saw many patterns, we saw instances. The issue I think he had, because he was not a regular. Whenever Chilwell was fit, he would play. Most of the times, Poch would start Chilwell. So and then Chilwell will go, Cucurella would come back. Chilwell will get fit again. Chilwell will start. If you see the patterns, so there was no continuity up until the time when Poch perhaps realized that no, even if Chilwell is fit, Coco is the guy. So he picked him at the later stages. And the last 5 games, we saw that not only in the last 5 games, before that as well. And of course, it continued in the tournament. He was amazing, right? Gary Neville said that Spain cannot make it because of him. So it's hilarious how he made this statement. So Coco proved that. And I think he did very well, apart from few instances, which is normal in this highest competition. Some people say that he was shaky in the final. I think only on few instances. Of course, don't forget it was a high profile final, and yes, Kuku is not like the perfect player. He do have his limitations, but he make up for that with his work rate and with his knowledge of the game, his positional play. So yes, congratulations to Spain and to Chelsea and to Cucurella.
Yeah, thank you very much, Jerry. I know you told me that you need to go. Like, I appreciate your time, and then hopefully we catch up tomorrow. I'll be doing another live stream tomorrow. So thank you for your time, my friend. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Tebel.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Tebel.
everyone
Thank
who
you.
listened. Dante, Mr. TT, Rich Moneymakers, Sayaka, everyone in the chat. Please enjoy the show. Please continue enjoying the show. I'll try to tune in or be a part of the chat. Thank you. Come on, you Blues.
Thank you, Jerry. So TT, to you, what is your thoughts about Spain winning the Euros, especially the performance of Marc Cucurella? Were you impressed about his performance?
Absolutely. I loved everything. I think it was every single game that I actually saw where I liked Cucurella the most. But Spain as a team was just absolutely phenomenal to watch, and there was such a marvel, to be honest with you. Your Nico Williams, your Lamine Yamal, Danny Olmo, whenever he came on, was fantastic. Almost everybody that played in the Spain team was just playing fantastically well. It was almost as if it was a bit reminiscent of that Spain in 2010 that won the World Cup, where most of the players had had played together at club level, but most of the guys in that team played in very different teams, man, and it was very nice to see the kind of cohesion that the team had, the way that they played together, the way that they it was just phenomenal to watch. I'm not even gonna lie. I was very impressed with the way that they played, I'm gonna be honest with you. They were not my favorites at the beginning of the tournament, and I did I was I think Germany was actually one of my favorites. Another one of my favorites was Portugal because I wanted Cristiano Ronaldo to win, but that's too bad. I did not even get to see him do the Su celebration, which I really, I thought it was a bit of a bummer. Um, I had different favorites before going in before the tournament started, but as soon as I saw Spain play from the very first game, from their very first kickoff, I was just really impressed with the way that they played. They played so magnificently well. They played like a team that that was always that they looked like they always played together. And for me, that was the most impressive thing about the way that they played. It's just that overall cohesion and the way that they played was absolutely impressive. Cucurella's performances were some of the best performances I've seen across the entire competition, and that says a lot. You know what I mean? He's one of the players that were probably underrated, and nobody would have thought that he would go and play as well as he did. And in my humble opinion, I thought he played fantastically well. And yeah, he was defending. He was playing pretty much like he ended the season with Chelsea, because he played very well at the latter stages of the season last season, and I think he brought those top performances over to the Spain national team, and it was well deserved. It was very well deserved, just the way that the entire team played and the way that they performed as a team relative to looking for individual performances. But yeah, I thought it was a very much well deserved win. I'm not gonna lie, it was fantastic. It was awesome.
Yeah, thank you, Tsifu. Dante, what about you? What is your thoughts about Marc Cucurella performance during the Euros?
Yeah, well deserved. Exactly. They were pretty much one of the best teams throughout. The final, yeah, they did really well in the final as well. Unfortunately, it wasn't such a too much of an exciting final with England there, because they somehow made it to the final without playing the best of football, and yeah, nothing too special. We all knew they were probably going to win that final, but yeah, Michael Cucurella, very well deserved, best left back in the tournament, made the team obviously of the tournament. Um, as most of the Spanish players did. I think there was how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Spanish players in the team of the tournament. Marc Cucurella, the best left back. Probably Kante should have probably made that team of the tournament, in my opinion, instead of Fabian Ruiz in the midfield for Spain. I think Kante, he had 4 man of the match awards. The fifth was the highest ranking on the field as well, even though they didn't win. So, yeah, I think he's very unlucky to miss out on not being in the team of the tournament. Another surprising thing that was there's actually no strikers in the team of the tournament at all, which was an interesting thing to see. None of the strikers, usually the strikers, the previous ones, there was like 3 strikers instead of wingers, and now this one, it's all wingers. And Musiala in the middle. But yeah, no strikers at all in the team of the tournament, which was interesting to see. But yeah, Cucurella, well-deserved. Spain, well-deserved. Nothing much more to say, really. It's good he's got his form, found his form back, and I think that made it a little bit easier for us as well in the market. We didn't have to go buy another, like, I think we were looking Caliafori to buy him, but obviously the price tag and wages and competing with other teams. So we still bought a left back, but someone to just not start over Cucurella. So someone to just be as a backup and maybe compete with him if he can, but obviously for 14, 15 million, a very versatile player. So yeah, that actually helped us quite a bit with Cucurella getting into form. So I always had belief in Cucurella. I thought he's always going to come good. He did have some off-field problems, but the style he played and how he played, even early in the season, me and Coachella, we were talking that we definitely prefer him over Chilwell. It's just how he plays and how he's played. And you saw once he was inverted into midfield and got a little bit of a run, especially inverted into midfield, and those last probably 6 games that he played, yeah, he was amazing. So he carried that form into the tournament, continued that form, and actually got probably even a little bit better. So yeah, it's exciting to have him now back. We've got the guy that we actually paid that 50 million for, and the higher wages. So he's definitely worth that now. Now he's just going to have to obviously prove it again at Chelsea and continue that form. But yeah, I'm pretty confident that he will. The system is going to suit him, I think, perfectly. So I think that'll really help. We've got a proper left back now that can fit into the system and actually invert and play really well. And actually quite a decent backup. I'm not sure what's happening with Chilwell. We'll talk about it another time. We'll see what happens with him. I kept saying for a while he's the odd man out in that system, and we did buy another left back / left center back / defensive midfield versatile player. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, very happy to see Cucurella, and he deserves all the success because yeah, he was by far the best left back in the tournament.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dante. I appreciate it. From my side, after seeing Spain, the way they played, especially against Germany, I thought this is the final before the real final because I saw Germany and Spain winning the tournament, one of the two. So after Spain winning that game, I said they will win this tournament. Even the game against France, they won it.
Against France, exactly.
Yes, yes. So they won that game, and against England, yes, they had some chances, but Southgate how he set up his team, so they were not gonna win that game. So I'm gonna read a interesting comment from Tommy Bryan. I wanted to address this at the end of the show, but since you asked this question, I think we should address this issue now because it's been trending at the moment. So I just want your thoughts about this, guys. It says, did you guys hear the stupidity the Argentina team has done after they won the Copa? Dante, you can go first.
Yeah, there's been quite a little bit about it. I looked into it just a bit before we came on. I didn't really have time to look into it too much, but I looked into it a little bit, saw the video, found out some other little interesting information about it. So apparently so what they sang, that song, so at the previous tournament, was it the previous Euros? I can't remember, the World Cup. France actually sang that same song as a joke between the French players. So they actually sang that song first as a joke between the French players. So I'm not sure why Argentina sang that song. Might be something to do with Mbappe, how he just joined Real Madrid, and Mbappe maybe having a go at him and at France. Because we know Mbappe, what he did say about South American teams, that they would not be able to compete in the Euros, which is not very smart of him to say. So I think that was directed a bit towards him. But look, I didn't see anything racist in it, to be honest. It's done in a joking way, and it's all joking. It's not being racist. I don't see it personally. Other people might. I'm not sure. I just don't see it as being racist. I think they were just seeing it as a joke. They were joking. It's a big joke, mocking them, and a joke, but not directed racism. I just don't think that's the case. And because all of them put it on their phones and on the Instagrams and blah, they wouldn't have done that otherwise. If they did that, they would have done that in private, and then but they wouldn't have all put it on. I mean, they can't all be that airheads to do that on purpose and put it on everywhere, stream it. So I don't think it was done in a joke, and that's my opinion on it. I don't think there should be made too much more about it. I don't think, someone was saying there, would Enzo, Tiger, would Enzo get suspended? No, it's got nothing to do with Enzo. The whole team was singing it. Every single person on the bus was singing it. So no, it's not. If something comes of it, I just don't think there will be anything. But if something does, it's nothing to do with it's Argentina, the Copa America. It's to do with Argentina and Argentina national team and the actual Copa America, the South American Confederation. Nothing to do with anything else.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dante. I've been saying the same thing during the day, that I don't see anything wrong with that video. And I almost forgot about what you said about Mbappe criticizing South American tournament. And then after winning it, I saw Argentina were trying all means just to let Mbappe, telling him that, look, we, we won this tournament, and then and they made a joke about it. So, like, people are saying, he came from Angola, I think, and then those kind of things. Man, I've watched translation videos. I didn't see anything about it. So for me personally, I don't want to say a lot about it, because at the end of the day, I'm not Spanish. I will wait for the right people to investigate the video. Just like you said, I don't think this is a big issue. But if it's an issue, then those players will deal with the consequences. But I think maybe if they will get blamed, I think they will get blamed for 10 games or so. So I don't see it as a big deal, to be honest. But let's wait for the right people to address that issue, and then we'll wait for the outcome. So, Tseho, have you saw the videos?
I'll just add one quick thing just before he comes in. Yeah, so I'm not fluent in Spanish or anything, but I do understand the Latin language quite a bit. My background, Romanian, it is a Latin-based language, so I understand. It's so when you translate it the way that it was translated, it's not exactly like that. It's so the way they were singing it and saying it was in very much a joking kind of way, not in a direct way. It's in a joking way when they're actually saying it, because I know exactly how it sounds and how you say it. So it's most Spanish people will be able to tell you that it's not exactly the translation, but it's very close. But it's not exactly, but it's very much a joking, the way they were saying it and saying it, the speech behind the language and the way they were singing it. So it's nothing directly like they were saying it exactly like it is, where it says they made it, when they translated it, they made it sound like almost like on the edge of being racist because the way they translated it as well. It's a bit of a language problem there as well. So I just wanted to add that in there as well. And obviously the big point, like I said, that the French players, from what I've seen, they've sang that song at the previous tournament as a joke between the French players as well. So they actually sang that as well first. So obviously the Argentinians knew about it, and they decided to obviously mock, especially Mbappe, exactly for what happened, because Mbappe decided to open his mouth and throw a lot of shade at the South American teams that they can't compete at all in Europe, especially in this Euros, which was pretty silly of him to do, because we do know if Argentina was in this tournament, they probably would have got to the final and probably won it or been at least in the final. So yeah, it was a bit silly from him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did see the video. I didn't really pay much attention to it. There's always an Enzo Fernandez type banter from so many other fans outside of our own fan base, and even those that they just want to see his demise or something. I mean, look, he's not even the
And
only player
that is
that
the
was,
big problem. Sorry to interrupt. That was the big. It's actually coming from our fans.
which is insane because that's where he needs to receive the most support. You know what I mean? I don't know
Exactly.
where
Yeah.
the banter is coming from, and I don't necessarily understand where all the hate is coming from. And look, sure, if there was some racist chants that were on that were on that video, look, I for one don't care. When he's playing for Chelsea, the vast majority of his teammates are, are black, and to go and say that he is that, well, he's chanting that racist song along with, I don't know how many other Argentinian players that were in that video, but there were plenty more other people that are on that video, but we are bashing him for, I don't know if he was the one that posted the video or what the story was, but at the end of the day, he wasn't the only one there. Number one, number two, it it didn't even seem that serious. I mean, there's a video of him playing with a little black boy. Um, I don't remember which season it was. I think it was a time when they won. No, it wasn't.
No, no. I think it's recently. That boy is Raheem Sterling kid, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it was while he was in Chelsea. I thought he was playing the World Cup, but I think it was while he was playing for Chelsea in one of the cup games. And he was just there, you know what I mean? He was playing and he was entertaining him and all the jazz. And I've never look I've I've personally been involved with some racist people in my life, and I know for a fact that they wouldn't want to do anything like that, even if it was just for show. But you know what, I don't even want to talk about this topic as much as I already have, because it's quite a negative narrative, and it propels the negative narrative that all these guys are trying to portray. And I really don't think it's fair. And to be honest with you, it was absolutely dumb. And for the fact that it's coming from Chelsea fans, it just doesn't make any sense. Which sometimes makes you wonder if they actually are Chelsea fans, or they just have they just pay basically those negative mules that are embedded within the fan base that just spread that negativity, but aren't really Chelsea fans. I don't want to think about it that way, but either way, he's our player, and he's going to be our player for a very long time. And if we're not the one that supports him, then who is? And I mean, they will say that Enzo Fernandez is the one that was racist in the video, but they will never say the same about Messi or any other of those players that were also chanting the exact same song. And we're just looking at that boy and we're thinking, yeah, he's the only one that's a come on. It really isn't a fair. It's not a fair statement. It's not fair to have that outlook on him. and he gives us his all. I genuinely don't think that it's at all fair that we need to treat him like this, and the banter against him needs to stop. Really, I genuinely don't understand where this hate is coming from, and it's just exhausting. It's very much exhausting. I don't like what keeps happening to him, or
Well,
what these guys keep doing to him.
the
Honestly,
hate
like it.
from the people that I saw that did post it, that I do sort of follow and on X, a lot of them are very strong Gallagher fans. So that should tell you a lot.
Yeah, I mean, they're looking for his downfall just so they can praise someone else. I mean, look, shunning someone down or dimming someone else's light just so you can make the next one brighter does not necessarily mean that the next one whose light is now brighter was always as bright as the next person. And it's not great because why do we have to hate any of them? Why do we have to throw some shade against any of them? I never understood it.
Yeah, look,
And
it's
it
sad. It's very sad, but unfortunately, there is people out there, and let's not forget a lot of these people on X. Some of them that they might have followers, but they're young kids. A lot of them are young. They can be like very young kids. They don't know. They're like 18, 19-year-olds, 17-year-olds, 16-year-olds. Yeah, they have 5,000 followers, 6,000 they post, but they're 16-year-olds, a lot of them. So it look at it that way as well. So they're very mature. They see they love Gallagher, obviously because he's Chelsea through and through, and obviously what he did last
mm,
season, captain. They see Enzo. He had a poor season. Let's remember he did have to his standards, it was quite a poor season, but there was a lot of reasons behind that as well. It wasn't just because of him. And they see him winning the World Cup. They see him winning now, the Copa America, and they throw a bit of hate towards him, unfortunately. And anything, they're looking for any little tiny thing that comes out, any little tiny thing. They're just waiting for something. That's how it is, unfortunately. But yeah, like I said, I don't really care too much. I don't think it's racist or anything like that. So I'm fine with it, but unfortunately, you got to take that into consideration. There's a lot of young kids out there that are doing it, and people don't even know that how young they are. They think they're actually adults, but they're not adults. They're actually young kids posting. So
yeah, you and me both. I really don't care much about it, and yeah, it's not even worthy of my time. It's not worthy of anything, and it's just yeah, I don't know. And they keep throwing all these other things, man. I'm now looking at another video where you remember. I'm not sure if you guys remember, but there was a video of Enzo not giving I think it was a black supporter in the stands his shirt, and he was looking for someone that was fairer skinned, and he had to give that boy the t-shirt. But I think at that moment he was trying to give it to someone that came from the same area as he was, and I think
yeah, I
for
remember
him to
that. Yeah, and I
you
think the
remember
kid,
you remember
was looking for a sign or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, that kid, like from the report, it was it's from Argentina, a River Plate fan. So tell you, Enzo was looking for that fan. So anyway, like I said before, like I don't care what people say about Enzo Fernandez, and then Titi made a good point about it. Say Enzo Fernandez, first of all, is playing with mostly black players at Chelsea. I don't like using the word black and stuff because I think we're all human beings. We should respect each other, and then racism is boring. We don't want it to happen to everyone, but at the same time we have, for example, Barishile, Malo Gusto, Excel Disasi, Sterling, Mazes Caicedo, who is a close friend of Enzo Fernandez. Many people, Noni Madueke, Jackson, Chelsea players. Do you think Enzo Fernandez will do that? Man, this kind of agenda sometimes are bothering me. That's why, like, I don't want to entertain it, but at the same time, I think we should address it to let people how we feel about this kind of things. And I hope Argentina will have a strong point since like the latest news are saying that the French FA are putting this to FIFA to investigate and stuff. So, what is here to investigate? Man, I don't know. So, guys, let me read the comment or the comment section, and then we'll talk about Argentina and especially Enzo adding another trophy to his cabinet just to tell the haters that I won another trophy. What about you? So let me read the comment, guys. So first one says from Tiger says Poch can save England. I don't care about England, bro. And then it says Coco was class. I agree with you. Okay, now they okay. We have Julian Amua here. Big up, bro. Hope you're good. Oh, okay. Tiger says, can Enzo? Sorry about it. I don't know what is happening here. Says, can Enzo get suspended? I don't know about it. And here my friend Jersey says, please like and subscribe to the Cooler Chels podcast and share it to with your family and friends. I appreciate it, Jerry. Other people are having conversations, so I don't want to go to Fernandez. Okay, let's big up Tiger here. So let's go. Okay, interesting one from Rich Moneymaker says, yes, Osimhen we will go for if they lower the price, and we are discussing other strikers. Very interesting. Guys, remember, Rich Moneymakers is the Chelsea source. So if you want to know anything about Chelsea, Rich Moneymakers is here. And here it says, hit the like button, people, and subscribe. And I appreciate it. Now we have Mike Nuam says, big up to the chat. Yeah, big up, bro. I hope you're good. Guys on the chat, please subscribe to the channel. And also let us know what you feel about the latest news about Argentina players singing those chants. Do you think was that racist or not? Let us know what you feel. So I'll go to Dante. So what is your thoughts about watching Argentina, and also since Enzo's our player, what is your thoughts about his performance? Do you think he played very well during the tournament?
Yeah, look, I didn't watch too many Argentina games, especially the early on. I only watched obviously when they played Ecuador and the final. The only two games I watched in full. I was watching those games. I watched highlights of the other ones, extended highlights, but I didn't watch the full games. Didn't have time to watch those as well. Look, but he's he fits in that well in that team very well. Enzo is very much a system player. You play him in the right system, he'll fit in really well and do the job that he does. Play to his strengths. So yeah, he fits in that system extremely well. Hence, he actually played. Yeah, he plays very well in that system. He does all that's asked of him. He even gets in. He definitely looked. One thing I will point out, he looked much fitter. He looked much more hungry. He looked much more fitter. You can see the turn. He was turning properly. So obviously they're having the surgery, and he's obviously feeling good. Doesn't need any more injections. And I did say in the past, I know a little bit about that injury. So he would have been very, not very, I mean, you take injections before the game, they help you. But once you hit halftime in the second half, and they're not really helping you anymore. You're going to be very stiff and you can't turn properly. I picked that up last year, very early on. I picked that up. There's something's wrong with that. And I kept telling coach in the private chat, watching games, I'm like, this guy's injured. Something's wrong with him. Something's not right. And eventually that was the case. Watching him now, if you watch him play now, much more easier moving, the freedom of his movement from his legs, how he turns to the side, how quickly he rolls the ball over to the other foot. It's a big change. He looks much fitter, much sharper, much quicker, and that's down to the hernia. He hasn't got it anymore, so he's obviously, the surgery was good. He doesn't need injections. He looks very good. I was actually paying attention more to that, just watching how his movement, how he looks, and if there's a big difference there. And I did see the difference. Yes, 100% I saw the difference. So that's a positive. So like I say, system based, yeah, he'll fit Maresca perfectly. It's a very sort of similar system, possession, move the ball around. So he'll fit around. He'll fit perfectly for the Maresca system. He'll make sure that he stands out, and he'll fit in. And you will see his movement being much better. Like I said, you'll see he even got in some great tackles, getting in, running across from side to side, tackling up for headers. He was full on. He was actually, he looked the fittest I've ever seen play. So obviously, it was really, he really needed that operation to remove that. So yeah, look, very happy. I'm glad that he won again. It's a shame about the bit of the hate, but you're always going to get that and have a target on your back when you start winning things. Unfortunately, that's just how it is. There's always going to be people that don't like you, and you're gonna the more you win, the more target you'll have on your back. So he doesn't mind that. He doesn't care. He doesn't care about stuff like that anyway. So it doesn't affect him. So that's not a problem. But yeah, we're gonna have a great fit, a really good, very fit, great system player, and you'll see him shine in the Maresca system, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with you. Just before I go to Teho, like you said, Enzo, I think is a system player, just like you said, and I also think that he'll do well under Enzo Maresca. And funny thing, if you watch Argentina, the way they played in the semi-final, also in the final, they actually moved McAllister to the more forward midfielder and then let Enzo do everything. They take the play. He was playing. He was a deep line playmaker in the semi-final and the final. So clearly, that was a technical switch from the Argentina coach, and it worked very well because I think the semi-final they won 2-0, if I'm not mistaken, and the final they won during the extra time 1-0. So overall, Enzo Fernandez is a fantastic player, and we also that during the first 6 months at Chelsea. Unfortunately, after that, many things happened. So, like I said, Enzo's still young, and the Premier League is not easy. You can judge the player and stuff. The Premier League is not easy. So, as much as they hate him, we all love him here. So, I love every Chelsea player. I don't care what people say. We might criticize them, have a different opinion, but at the same time, we should respect all Chelsea players. So that's my take for now. Tijo, will you be able to watch the games? I mean, did you watch Argentina games during the tournament? Because I think it was too late, so I don't know whether you got a chance to watch those games.
Nope, not at all. I was never able to wake up at 2 a.m. just so I can watch a game in Argentina. That was, yeah, no, shame. I couldn't watch any of the games. So look, I know the quality that Enzo has in his playing style, his passing range, and his vision, the way that he just likes to take control of the games most times, especially with his passing. And I have no doubt that he was very influential in the in the Copa America and to influence the win overall. I genuinely did not watch any of the games that he participated in. I could not see the Copa America. Like I said, it was very late. I yeah, at no point that I ever think that at no point that I think that the games were worthy of being watched. It was too late for me. I just couldn't do it. In the mornings, I had to go to work and things like that. So naturally, I couldn't watch any of the games. But with respect to how I know, with regards to how I know the way that Enzo plays, especially from the first 6 months after we just moved from Benfica to Chelsea, from January to August. He played fantastically well. He especially in that game against Liverpool, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was a 1-1 draw. against Liverpool, where I thought he was the most, probably the best performance that I've ever seen with him play in a Chelsea shirt, and he controlled the game very much to his liking. He was incredibly influential. He just was the player of the game for me anyway. And that's when I actually saw that, you know what, this boy is fantastic. He's the way that he plays, the way that he goes about his stride, everything about him was amazing. Also in the World Cup, the way that he played. I just loved it. The fact that he was the young player of the tournament was testament to the fact that he is that fantastic player that we all thought he was. But no, I did not get a chance to watch him at the Copa America. Unfortunately, it was too late for me. 2 a.m., 3 a.m. in the morning. Nah, I could not get myself to watch them. However, I think I may be able to watch the games that we're going to play in America for Chelsea, like the Chelsea what's this preseason matches. I'll try to make some time for those games specifically, but yeah, it's just yeah, it's too late. It was too late for me to watch the Copa America. I did not make the time at all. Unfortunately, I couldn't do that. But I will definitely make the time to watch your Wrexham and all the other teams that we're going to play. Luckily, I think there's only one game that we're going to play at Stamford Bridge, which is the one against AC Milan, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure if the one against Manchester City will also be played in England or in America, but either way, I should be able to make the time to watch Chelsea play. I'm very much excited because I've been seeing the training videos for Enzo Maresca and the Chelsea boys, and it looks very intense. This man looks like he might get us over the line, and I'm very excited to see how we play with him at the helm. It's gonna be very interesting. It's gonna be really interesting. But anyway, I did not get the chance to watch the the Copa America. Enzo played well in the Aston Villa game in the fourth round of the FA Cup too. Yep, definitely. As well as just that, I mean, if just to add salt to the wound, that goal that he scored, the free kick was just amazing. It was an amazing free kick. I'll never forget it. It was probably one of the most free kicks I've ever the one of the most accurate and best free kicks I've ever seen in my entire life. It was amazing. It was awesome. Yeah, he did play very well. I agree with you, Richmond Makers. He played some very fantastic football in that game. But yeah, he's given us some great performances over and above. And I mean, I'm just glad that he's our player and he's nobody else's player. Liverpool wanted him, all the other guys wanted him. They're just mad that they didn't have him in their squad. So the fact that that happened, some of these Chelsea fans that are bantering him probably are Liverpool fans in truth, or other fans from other clubs. They're just cloaking themselves as Chelsea fans, which is not fair. But yeah, he's a fantastic player. I'm not gonna lie. I love that guy. I wish that we could just have. I wish that he could just give us his best performances this season, and that he fits perfectly into the system. But I'm not too worried about him giving us his absolute best. I just hope that he doesn't get injuries and things like that, and then we are able to manage his fitness. And that goes for every other player in the squad, by the way. Like we need to be able to manage each and every one of them, and the way that they and their fitness, each and every one of them. We just need to be we just need to be very careful around that.
Yeah, thank you, Titi. Man, you're taking up my language now about Enzo Maresca. I've been watching those kind of videos and stuff. Oh man, a funny thing, I saw him telling the players, says, "Oh, 3 touch is too much. Only 2 touch. 1 touch or 2 touch." I was like, oh my gosh. It was on a saying position. So clearly next season guys are going to play position football. I don't know whether Chelsea fans will enjoy that, but as personally for myself, I enjoy that because that means players won't around just for the sake of running, and then that will minimize the injuries because if you're having the position and stuff playing football, that means we won't be able to have many injuries. So I'm happy about this appointment, and hopefully it works out because now we can talk about training section and stuff. We're still waiting for the real game. So I'm happy, guys. I'm happy, guys. So now let me read this comment from Jerry. It says, hit the like button and subscribe. I say hit the like and subscribe to the Coolest Chat podcast. It only takes a second, and we are on the road for 500 subscribers. Yeah, Jerry, I appreciate it. I appreciate it, bro. Yeah, we're on the right road to get there. We're still on. I think. I think we are on 450. So 453. So we still have a chance to go there, guys. So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. I'll appreciate it. So let me share this. This is an interesting one. So Dante, back to you, bro. What is your thoughts about the new Chelsea kit that have been launched? I think yesterday, right? So what is your thoughts about that? Do you like the new kit?
Yeah, look, I'm not a big fan of it. It looks pretty decent there on Caicedo, but that's because it's very dimmed. It's very dark, and the way they took the photo, it's. But honestly, seeing it more in the light and seeing it at a natural color, no, I don't. I rated it out of 10. I gave it a 4 out of 10 for now. I mean, there's still a sponsor to add probably on there, and we'll have to see a little bit more when we see them actually playing it and out on the field. It will be a little bit different than these photos. So I'm not a fan of it. I know what they're trying to. I saw what they're trying to do with obviously the promotion with the blue flame and that, but it just doesn't. I don't know. For me, it doesn't do it. It looks very. What's the word I could use that I used before? And I said someone was saying that it's a very modern design, like extremely modern design. Well, for me, it looks more like from the 60s, something like a psychedelic drug. The psychedelic era where you had those t-shirts that are all different color and they got exactly that pattern on it, flames, like one of those t-shirts. Yeah, look, I'm not the biggest fan of it. We'll have to wait and see, like I said, to see them playing it and how it looks when it's out more in the light. But some of the photos I've seen one video out in the light where it's just natural t-shirt, the shirt, no one wearing it and stuff like that. I didn't look the best. But there is a difference between the playing shirts, though, from playing shirts that players were playing and the ones they sell. They are different. They have a different usually material. They're made a little bit different. You can buy the original ones that the players wear. They're very, very expensive though, and no one buys those. So it's always pretty much a replica. And the material is different. So that's why I gave it a 4 out of 10 for now. I'll have to see once we see it a bit more and see them playing it. It's not the worst, but not the best. I'm still a bit confused by it, to be honest, how that pattern goes in the shorts as well. I think that's a bit of a mistake, having the same pattern in the shorts. Kind of makes it look like a bit like pajamas in a way. So yeah, and the red, I'm not really a fan of the red, having the red badge. The badge is a red luminescence badge. So is the Nike, and on the sleeves, I would have preferred from them they use like a yellow or something, that back to our heritage, our earlier shirts that we had yellow. Not sure why they've gone to red, to be honest. But on the plus side, the away kit and the third kit, they're very good. I gave them like a good 8 and 9 out of 10. The away kit and the third kit. I'm not sure if you got pictures of those ones at all, Tobago, but so if you guys seen it, the black with the pink, the fluoro pink, it's all black, and just the fluoro pink, just got the lion on instead of the badge, which is the Nike sign, but it's inverted, the Nike sign. But yeah, that looks really good, really nice. And then the away one, the white one, and the white with the blue sleeves, and different material, completely different, also different pattern, no pattern on it at all. When you get really close up to it, there is a pattern, but it's embedded into the fabric, but it's not, it's just little dots. It's not like lines like that. Those two, if you can get a photo of those are amazing. I love those two. But yeah, the main kit, no, I'm not a fan of it. For now, anyway, I'm not a fan of it.
Yeah, I'm back, guys. Sorry about it. Yeah, to be honest, I like the new kid, man. I'm more open to something different because we've been seeing the similar blue Chelsea T-shirt over and over again, especially when we are sponsored up with Samsung, if I'm not mistaken. So let's wait and see. Hopefully, we wrap up a new sponsorship ASAP because it's annoying that in the second season we don't have a sponsorship. So the next T-shirt that I'm going to buy, I hope we'll be having a new sponsorship on top of it. So I'm happy with the new kit. So I'm not gonna complain about it. So let's wait and see. Let me just see. Watch this.
I think
I think you
Oh, you're back. Okay.
yeah, I'm back. It's gonna take a little getting used to for me specifically with this sorry, let me just turn this off. But yeah, it's gonna take a little getting used to. Maybe if you can share your screen again, I've got that shirt that Dante was talking about just now. But this is the white one. They are white away kit. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, so that one's, I really
Just
like that one.
yeah, I like this one too. Over the blue home kit, I think I like this one more. I mean, look at that badge. Just the way that this shirt actually kind of
Just the
looks. It looks
lines, got
pretty
those
cool.
little lines and stuff through it, so that's got a bit of pattern as well. But yeah,
Yeah,
I really like that one. Yeah,
I would buy this for sure. And the CFC right there at the back. I think it's a pretty cool shirt. I really like that one.
I
I
think
really
that
like
shirt
that one.
will outsell the home shirt, and
That'll be pretty
that one will
embarrassing
get
if that
sold out
actually
quickly.
happens. Eh? That'll be pretty embarrassing if that turns out to be the case. But yeah, I genuinely like that other one. To be honest with you. But yeah, how do I stop showing
Even the
this
black
video?
one, I'm not sure if you've seen the black one.
I have. Let me go and look for it again. I had it somewhere.
where
I just
Yeah,
don't know.
I think I'm not sure whether I'm entitled to show more videos on the STEM there. So I don't like to share much videos because at the end of the day, after doing a live stream, YouTube normally watch your videos and then they investigate. So I don't want to get into trouble. So I'd rather
Oh,
share.
okay.
oh, okay.
Yes, I'd rather share pictures now and then see as time goes on whether they will like me to share videos because I think showing videos sometimes it gives you something different there for the viewers. So you have the black one already?
Yeah, I've got it. I've got the black one. I mean, it's both the black and the blue. I think I like the black one also. It's kind of cool. Just looking at um the Nike badge looking up as well as the badge. I think it's pretty cool
Yeah,
just the
I
way that
love the
it
badge the
looks.
most because my favorite
Yeah,
my
I think
favorite
it's
shirt
pretty
is
cool.
the 50th anniversary shirt we had. That's my favorite all-time shirt, the 50th anniversary FA Cup shirt, and that's got the badge exactly on it in yellow on the blue, and I'm glad they brought that back. Yeah,
Wait, the 50th anniversary is that one we played in the FA Cup with, right?
yes,
Some two or three seasons ago, if I'm
from
not
3 seasons
mistaken.
ago. Yeah,
Yeah. No, I remember
it sold out. It sold out in 2 minutes online.
that. So if
In
I
two
want to
minutes, it
buy
was
one
sold out
now,
worldwide.
I'll most likely not get a chance to get one now if I ever want to
Yeah,
now.
I
But
got
that was
one.
a
I've got one.
shirt.
So
Man, I'm so
I was very
jealous.
lucky to get one, but like I don't get why they wouldn't do something like that, because that tells you how quickly it will sell out and how I don't know why. I'm not sure. So I don't know who chose that new design, but I can tell you now, looking on X and everywhere, I think 75% of people don't like it. Maybe 15% of people like it, but mostly it's a big no from everyone.
Yeah, with the new home kit, I think it might take a little getting used to if I'm being honest.
Yeah,
I'm
and
not too
every
sure if
nearly every year it's like, oh yeah, but every year it's like a 6 or 7 out of 10, and we're like, we'll get used to it. It gets a little bit better. But this one's it started low for me. It started down at 4, so I don't know how much better it can get.
yeah, we'll see. But it's like the last one that we had last season. I thought the one that had the the sponsor was not as great looking as the one that didn't have a sponsor. And then I saw the one with the sponsor as the players were as the guys were starting to play with it on it also grew on me. I thought it was really cool also with the Infinite Athlete sponsorship on it, and
Yep,
I
yep.
thought that was a very cool.
It helped. I
I
think
thought
it
that was
helped a
also
bit.
pretty
Yeah,
cool. Yeah,
it
yeah,
definitely
and
helped.
then you know what I mean. It just kind of it just kind of grew on me. I don't know. Maybe this one might also grow on me, the home T-shirt, because we most likely are going to wear that one a lot more often than the others.
Well, yeah, we have to
But
wear that one more. But the problem is with that one, I think you'll look even worse with the sponsor on there.
you're not a fan. You really
I'm
are
not a
not a
fan. No, I just the design. I think the design that you can't just put a simple infinite athlete on that design. It's completely
fan.
different from the shirt. Like if you know the metrics and the just the angles, how it just if it's just infinite if athlete again, just really straight lines, and then you got those wavy lines. That's gonna look completely like off. Like it will not suit at all. If they get something that's a bit rounded, something a bit rounded, like the Riyadh Air, they had it's all rounded and stuff, the letters, that might
Mm.
help a bit. But if they put the Infinite Athlete, for example, just straight, that's going to look very weird with the straight, with all those lines on it, and then have straight writing on there. That's going to look completely off.
Yeah,
But it's just my
I
opinion, of
have.
course.
Yeah, I've also got some. I'm hopeful that it actually comes out great. I don't know, cause I'm hoping it does come out great. However, I'm just waiting for the last season's shirt to go on sale before I can buy something. In actual fact, I think they're all on sale now,
Yeah,
so I'm
like
not
I
gonna
said,
rush into buying the new one.
so I've seen the shirt that you would buy from the shop. So the ones the players have on, you don't get those. You can't get those. They're very hard to get, and they're very very expensive. They're completely different
Yeah, they
material.
are. They
Yeah,
are. They
and
are for sure.
so the ones they look even worse. That's the problem because they're the ones you're going to see everywhere. The ones that players have, it's going to be a bit different material. It might be okay, but the actual ones that you'll see everywhere else that everyone's going to have, there it looks even more plasticky, like the material, more shiny, and it just looks a bit fake. I don't know. I'm not a fan of it. Yeah.
You mean the stadium shirts, or because
Yeah, the
there
ones
is a
you buy in the shop that most people will get, they're not
yeah,
going to pay
yeah,
$500 for the players one or even more. Depends. They're not going to pay that much for those. They don't really even put them out anymore. You have to special order them, and they're very expensive, and you got to wait for them because it's a different material from that's why they call it when you see on the tag. They're all replicas because they're not original.
sure.
They're all actually even you go to the Stanford Bridge shop, you buy the replicas. You don't buy the original ones. Everywhere all over the world from Chelsea, they send the replicas. You never buy the original ones. And the material is always different from the players one. It's a different material made specifically for the athletes for sweating and a little bit different. And that's why I've seen the ones the players have. It's a little bit darker as well and
Mm.
not as shiny. But then I saw there's a photo of someone that already had one, and it's much more shiny and it's much more plasticky because the material is different.
Yeah, I mean,
But yeah, we'll
I
see.
would
You'll see that
definitely.
eventually. But yeah, you'll see what I mean.
Yeah, most likely. But I'm most likely gonna buy the one from last season than I am going to buy one from this season. So I'll definitely be on the lookout. I'm not too excited because I already have a few
Look, I'll
shirts
buy the
right
away
now from
one.
previous seasons. Yeah, I never
Everyone's
really
gonna buy
buy
the
the
away
away
one. I
ones.
bet you everyone's gonna buy those away ones.
I never really go for the away ones because they kind of, yeah, they don't obviously because it's an away shirt. It's different every season.
Yep, yep.
And yeah, I mean, if you buy the home shirt, naturally you would definitely have the most you'll definitely be, you'll look like everybody else because it's a home shirt. It's the same color every single season.
Yes.
It doesn't really change. But for an away kit or a third kit, they're usually different. I only literally only owned one third kit, and that was from, I think it was that season, the 2014-15 season, the black one. No, it
Yep.
wasn't black. It was dark blue. It
Like
was
a really
dark blue,
dark
I think.
color. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it was a very dark color. It was the only one that I had owned. It was a very dark blue color with a I think it was a bit cyan on the Chelsea FC. I think it was very cyan and colored
Yep,
looking.
yep. Look, always the dark colors, like the black. So this black one with the pink, that's gonna sell out. I can tell you now, they'll sell out. Everyone's gonna buy that one most likely because every time there's been a black one, because it looks good on people, the black as well. Like it looks much
It
slimmer, it looks
does,
better
yeah,
on people, and
yeah.
everyone's gonna buy the black one. Like they had that special edition ones a few couple of months ago, and they released that white and full black ones. Did you see those ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, that they're
Uh,
sold out in minutes as well. Those ones.
yeah, it's gonna be interesting
Yeah.
how the sales the shirts will sell out, but okay.
Well, yeah, they'll
It's not
see that it won't be as much. There's no way they're gonna sell as many. I can guarantee now. I'll put a bet on it now. I don't think they're gonna sell as many as the other two shirts. I just don't see people wearing those as much. It's just hard to wear that. Like, just doesn't really go like to wear that everywhere. It doesn't go. People are gonna. It's not fashionable at all.
mm-mm. You'd have to be a what you call this, a hardcore fan for you to actually go out wearing a shirt like that. But that's if you really like it. But I'm yet to see one on anybody else, on an actual person. But yeah, we'll see how far that goes. Apart from the pictures that we've seen so far online, I'm yet to see one in person. But I'm
Yeah,
definitely. I don't think
exactly.
I don't think I'm gonna buy it though. Anyway, it's whatever. On to the last item. I think this post speaks for everybody's interest with regards to the new coach. And this is a post from Max London First, who says Enzo Maresca has really impressed several players with his approach to training and also the human side of management. The human side of management. Very early days, but feelings are really positive with people around the squad. Maresca wants outgoing ASAP, so he knows who he is actually working with. I mean, I'm gonna have to agree with the fact that we need to get the outgoings as quickly as possible. But thinking of his approach and the way that we've been seeing him coaching the players so far, I really like what I'm seeing. I'm not gonna lie to you. He's giving me a Pep X kind of coaching style. I've seen Pep the way that he coaches his teams. I've seen a lot of his documentaries that it's quite interesting how his approach is gonna be. But I'm very interested to see how this is gonna go because so far I'm only seeing positive reviews from people that have seen his training videos, and now we're seeing players being absolutely impressed with the way that he trains the squad. And I mean, we know naturally the success of the team starts with how the team feels about the coach, and they have a very good and positive feeling around this guy. And I have a feeling that this is going to be quite interesting. So we've seen the preseason last season, how we played really well under Pochettino, and then from the first game of the season we started lacking, and the things were not going as well as they should have. But it might be different this time. and with the new the new set piece coaches that we have acquired, the new staff that we have gone and gotten the medical staff as well, and the new coach. I think it's going to be a very interesting thing. I mean, this Enzo Maresca guy has some very positive things about him, and he looks like he knows what he's doing from the get go. He just looks like he is. He's giving me those vibes that I got from Thomas Tuchel when he walked in on a I think it was a Wednesday evening, or was it a Thursday evening before we started the late game on the following day. He's giving me those vibes when I saw those training videos from the very first time, and he was walking into Cobham, and he was just taking absolute charge and control of everything. And then we went to get to go on to draw against Wolves 0-0, but in a very convincing manner. I'm getting those vibes. I don't know if it's just me or what, but I genuinely am getting very good vibes about this guy, and I don't necessarily know him. He does not have a very big CV as a coach, and basically what he's trying to do is to with his first season. This was what I'm guessing is that he's just gonna go and try to impress and try to obviously get a much bigger contract, a much longer contract, with regards to what he with I mean in comparison to what he has now. But I like this guy. I really like him, and if we can keep our squad, especially the first team squad, as fit as possible, I think this is a recipe for this is a winning recipe, man. I like this guy. What do you guys think about him? Tabo, what do you think?
Well, you know my take about him. I said it before. As soon as I was done with my research, oh my God, I enjoyed watching Leicester City games. Even now, I watch them every day just to have a clear idea what can he do with low box teams and stuff. I know people who use those kind of things, or they almost bottle the league and stuff. But at the same time, the Leicester City won the league and then they got promoted to the Premier League. So I don't want to use that as a reference because almost doesn't count. For example, if England yesterday, I think on Sunday, won the tournament, they'll say, oh, they almost not being on the final. But they were there. They were playing badly, but they were there. So overall, with Enzo Maresca, like I said, I've said it several times, I have a good feeling about this guy. The way he conducts his training, he's so hands-on, and even his technical staff, they were there with him. Everyone is working. You can see it clearly. So, man, next season we're going to enjoy football. That's all I can say. Chelsea fans next season are going to enjoy football. And funny thing, during his interviews, he never mentioned Pep a lot because he doesn't want to be compared with Pep Guardiola. So clearly, he got his own style of play, regardless whether they're both playing a version style of football. Also, one thing, what I like about Enzo Maresca, I don't think players next season will get injuries a lot, and at the same time, injuries are there in football. But if you play the way the Leicester City played last season, we will manage well our injuries numbers, just like other seasons with maybe say Sari and stuff. So overall, I'm happy with Enzo Maresca. And funny thing, I enjoyed watching the latest video about Chelsea training. It was telling players, no, 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 three touch is too much. Only two touch, one touch, two touch, one touch. Pushing, pushing. Oh man, I had a good feeling about it. I was so excited. I'm gonna watch the video again before I leave, before I sleep tonight, just to get that feeling again, guys. So Dante, what is your take?
Yeah, spot on. Yeah, I was very impressed with what I've seen as well. Just the way he took control. You can see that he takes control and he's got authority. He's going to instill discipline, which I think we lacked a lot under our ex. There wasn't much discipline at all. The one big thing that I can see, Maresca is an actual coach. He's an actual coach. He's full hands on. He's in there playing with them, passing with them, throwing balls at them, doing everything with them together. He's a full on coach. Where our ex was more of a manager. He would sit from far away, looking, arms crossed, just looking, watching his assistants do the work in between the players. Very big difference. And then he would take some players, talk to them. This very big difference. I've had both styles of management when I've played, so I know I can tell how the big difference is, and just that's what I mean. He's more of a coach, and most of the assistant coaches, when they do move on to become head coaches, they still continue that assistant coach type of involvement. They still get involved as they'll get more experience and better. Then they kind of go away with it, because then they got the people around them to they grow with the people around them as well. They're his assistant coaches, so it's gonna depend a lot on his team as well. But he is, as you can see in all those videos, full on. He's in the middle of it all. He plays with them. I saw him throwing balls, joking with them, playing with them, in the middle of them. So players love that. Like I said, as an ex-player, I love that. That's what I like as a coach. I never liked the other type of managers where they pretty much watch and then they make decisions, and they just like to watch, and then they make decisions based on that, what their assistants tell them. I prefer this type of coach. Like I said, coach and manager is a little bit different. They're involved. They get the feeling of the players. They can see how they're playing, how they're passing, what they're good at, how technical they are. Like you said, him yelling there and telling the players, 1 touch, 2 touch, no more. He was yelling at Noni Madueke, actually. He was telling Noni Madueke, no dribbling, don't 1 touch, 2 touch the most. You need to pass the ball and move the ball. No, don't start dribbling 100 dribbles. And then, I can see what he's trying to say to him. So yeah, he's drilling his methods into them, and it's been only a week, but I've seen some comments come out. Tosin, he's been quoting quite a little bit how technical the training is. It's not much running at all. They did a bit of beep testing I saw and stuff like that. But it's more technical and possession based, and he's so impressed how good the players are, how technically good the players are already that we have for this system. So like I said that all along, he'll fit perfectly like a glove with these players. Most of them, you're gonna have some that won't like him. Like in any dressing room, you're gonna have some players that don't like him because he is full on. He's a micromanager. He will look at every little thing, and he will pull everyone aside, and he will call you out for every little thing. And that's where I go back to the coach as a manager. The manager doesn't really do that. Then he takes to you and he talks to you about it, and it doesn't pull you up on the spot and does that much. So the big difference is he's involved, is in the middle there with them, and really full on and straight into them, which I think this young team needs. We know that we're quite young. It's a very young team. They need that. I think they need that micromanagement. I think they need that discipline. And I think they need a coach like that, not a manager. Not now. I think we need a coach now to drill into them and make them understand the system properly and how to play. We know our ex was all about running, and he did come out. Like I said it, a couple of players said already that, it was all running. Most of it was a running style. It was completely different. So this possession style, you're gonna have less injuries because you're gonna have the ball most of the time. You're not gonna run as much. You're making the opposition run more. So you're not gonna run as much. There won't be as many soft tissue injuries. I can guarantee you that. It's always the case when it's a possession based. You're not getting those soft tissue injuries like most of the hamstrings and just muscle injuries. So look, I'm very excited. I know a lot of people are not, because he hasn't got a CV and, oh no, he's not good enough. blah blah. Where Chelsea and he's not good enough. He's hasn't got the CV.
He hasn't done anything.
And they even say, "Oh, it's a championship manager. How can Chelsea hire a championship manager?" Like, bro, are you kidding me? Man, I don't like those kind of statements because we have seen even players coming from the championship uh, go to Premier League clubs and do well. So overall, it's all about what fits for these players, what fits for the style of these technical players. And then we've been saying it, like we're busy buying technical players, but we didn't hire the red coach, which was Mauricio Pochettino. So as much as I want to talk more about Mauricio Pochettino, I'd rather stop criticizing him because he's no longer here. So, but one thing about Pochettino that I didn't like during the preseason last season, I think we had a fantastic preseason. Maybe after a long while as a Chelsea fan, and we were so fascinated that this season we are going to challenge for trophies, or should I say, like be further more, maybe qualify for the Champions League. Boom! Start of the season, we saw Ben Chilwell as a left wing, Levi Colwell as a left back. This other day, we see Enzo Fernandez plays a number 10. Like, what is going on? So overall, like, I hope Enzo Maresca won't change his tactics. But during his interview, he said that my style of play is clear. So that means he's going to continue playing the same style of play. No matter what people think about it, you won't care about it. So overall, I'm happy with this appointment. And then, funny thing, I just want to address this, and then you let me know how do you feel. Chelsea fan used to say, "Oh, Enzo Fernandez was playing badly," but again, we haven't seen Enzo Fernandez with Moses Caicedo. No, Marc Cucurella inverted in the midfield. We haven't seen that yet at Chelsea. But since they have an agenda, they say, "Oh, we saw Conor Gallagher and Moses Caicedo again too when Enzo is not available." But my question to them: did Mauricio Pochettino give Enzo Fernandez a inverted role with Marco Corella there? Unfortunately, we haven't seen it. So, what is your thoughts about that, Dante?
Yeah, exactly. Enzo did not get an inverted Cucurella to help the midfield. No, he did not get that. And that's a big point. If that was done early in the season, he made a big difference. So yeah, 100%. I agree with everything you said there. Yeah, look, like I said, look, I'm very excited about it. I'm optimistic. I will judge when I do see it, of course. I will judge when I see how we're playing and he's not changing and doing other things. So till then, we'll see. But from what I've seen so far and the type of coach he is, he's not going to change because that's his style and that's who he is. I don't see him flip-flopping and changing around and doing putting people in different positions and doing that. I don't see, he's not that type of manager to me. He's going to keep it to his system. He's going to keep it simple in that so to play players to their strengths in the right positions. And yeah, I really don't see him changing it up what our ex did. So look, yeah, like I said, I'm very optimistic. I don't care that he's from the championship. Everyone gets a start. They need to start. All the best managers, coaches, they've all come from either back assistant manager straight into some jobs. Some take longer, some take less. Depends how you get your opportunity. Yeah, it's not like he's coming as a championship manager that's struggled. He went into Leicester. He's changed that completely around. He changed the complete system around. They didn't have the players to play his system. He actually changed completely how they play. He actually Jamie Vardy here was his striker, or he couldn't play that way how they normally play, balls over the top and long and running into spaces. He made him as a number, sort of like a false nine, to come back and get involved with the play and pass the ball around and get involved. So he completely changed them, and they won and they won. So the argument that Leicester was already good and they would have come back up automatically, I don't buy that. We've seen that a million times. They lost 3 or 4 of their best players. It's not how it works in the Championship. It's one of the hardest leagues in the world, actually, the Championship, because there's so many games. It's the longest in the world. There's a lot of much more games, league games in the season. It's a very, very hard league. So for me, that's quite an achievement. People will say, "Oh, it's the Championship," but for me, winning it, that's quite an achievement. Look, we're giving him his go. He's highly rated. He obviously really impressed in the interview. They saw something in him that made him decide that, okay, we're going for him. We don't know what the other. We kind of know who the other candidates were, but we're not sure if they said yes or what. No one knows. There's always something that people say, "Oh, we should have got Hansi Flick. We should have got Nagelsmann. We should have got whoever, these big coaches." But I keep saying those coaches will not come to coach here. Not at the where we are in our project at the moment. Those coaches will not come at the moment. We will never be able to get one of those coaches. Hence why we got Pochettino before. We gave him a 2-year contract for a reason, because we didn't have many other options doing such a big rebuild and changing the whole team and putting all young kids in the team. You're not going to get a lot of coaches to come in and do that. So we needed someone that was available at the time, and he was available at the time, and we gave him a 2-year contract. If we thought Pochettino was the guy long term, we wouldn't have given him just a 2-year contract. So look, it is what it is. We've got him. I'm happy we've got him. I will judge him, of course, when we see him play and see everyone play and how he goes. If he struggles and he doesn't do well, it is what it is. You have to move on from him, and you got to go again and find another coach. That's probably one of the biggest criticism I'll have of this ownership and of this plan is the coaching. They've got the only criticism, pretty much, for me, because I'm happy the way we're doing the rebuild and everything. It's the coaching. They've got the coaches wrong, unfortunately. And yeah, look, it can happen. It's one of those things. You either get the right coach or you don't. It can happen. Some clubs will get it right from the first time, some won't. It depends. All teams, look, Arsenal got Arteta as an assistant. He didn't coach anywhere, didn't do nothing. Got him as an assistant, just came straight away. He had no real CV as a coach, winning anything or coaching anywhere big as a manager himself. So look, they all have to start somewhere. We've given this guy a go. It's not on a big contract. Yeah, he's 5 years, but it's not big money. So it's no big deal if he does not work out. Unfortunately, that's the only criticism I have. Like I said, they've got the coaches wrong. The rest I'm happy with.
Yeah, on the chat, we have CFC Gavin says, "Big up, guys." Yeah, big up, Gavin, and have an interesting comment from Smoke Signal. It says the Enzo Fernandez the Enzo Fernandez has really upset a lot of our black fans and black French players.
Come on,
Bobby. And I stand with them on the matter. I even saw the article from Fabrice, I think Hawkins, from the French journalist. But at the same time, like we've been saying here, nothing racial with that. And then if they want to find Enzo Fernandez for that, I think that, to be honest, they are crazy. And the funny thing, they're using Enzo Fernandez's name and stuff. They should stop about this. What about other players and stuff? Because he was not singing alone there. So I'm annoyed about this agenda. So let's wait and see and what will happen. So what is your take?
Is that for me? Like I said earlier, it's a joke. They're joking. It's not racial.
It's not racial in any way.
Sorry, got the echo.
Sorry, got the echo going there.
that I'm not sure where you're getting that information from, Bobby, but how do you know that a lot of the our black French players, have they put a statement out or something that they're upset? I haven't seen anything. Is that just assuming? I'm not sure. I haven't seen anything that anyone's put a statement out saying, "Oh, we are upset," and this. I haven't seen absolutely nothing anywhere. Yeah, fans, but like I said earlier, fans. It's a couple of 16-year-olds and then some other fans here and there. Fans can have their own opinion. That's not a problem. It's the players that, if they get upset. But I really do not see it as an issue. Like I was saying earlier, the French sang this song as a joke between them in the last tournament. They actually sang it. So what? They're racially abusing themselves and their teammates while they're singing it. Obviously, it's a joke. It's a joke. They found it funny. And then obviously what happened is Mbappe came out and started criticizing the South American teams, Argentina, etc., that they're not good enough and they can't compete in Europe, especially in these Euro championships, that they wouldn't do well and they wouldn't get far at all. But that was just silly from Mbappe, in my opinion, because they won the World Cup and they just won the Copa America as well. So I really don't know where those comments came from. So obviously the Argentinian players took that a little bit personal, and obviously they found out that the French team sang that so exactly, and they found out and they did it the same as well to get back a bit at them, especially at Mbappe. I think that's what happened there, but it was all in humor and joking, and it was not malicious or anything like that, because they wouldn't make that public. A lot of the players streamed that on their platforms, Instagrams, and they put it out. Yeah, on Enzo's as well, but that's the only one we see. But all the other players put it out. A lot of players put it out as well. So they wouldn't have made that public if that was fully racial. They're not that dumb. Yeah, Bob, you saw a translation of the words and the song, and it was very uncomfortable with the words. Well, this is where this is another little problem of the translation. So my background is Romanian and it is a Latin language, so I can understand quite a bit of it. Not fully, but I understand the context and some of those key words and how it's said and how it's sung. And those translations, whoever translated that the way they did, and I know who did it because it was an account on X, and it is an English person that translated that. And the way it comes across, it's not exactly as it is in Latin Spanish. It's not exactly the same. It's similar, but they made that look so it's a bit more racist than it actually is. But when they're actually saying it the way they're saying it, the pronunciation, it's very in a joking, in a like lighthearted, joking, no malicious intent behind it at all. So that can get lost in translation as well. So look, Bobby, it's not, in my opinion, it's not racist. They're joking. They're just giving a bit of fu to Mbappe and that's played because they had a go at them and they're just giving it back. And like I said, the French players actually sang that song in the last tournament. So they racially abused themselves and racially abused all other black people, other French black people from African countries. Well, then why wouldn't that be abusive and racist as well? So it depends how you look at it in context. But that's my opinion on it anyway. If someone else finds it offensive, or it is what it is. I can't do anything about it, but I do not see it as offensive. It was very jokingly and very lighthearted.
Nah, Bobby, I don't see it as a PR. Since like everyone else is singing there, like Dante's explaining now at the moment. I think like they were singing, having fun, also joking after what Mbappe said about the Copa America tournament. So at the end of the day, it's only on FIFA and the Copa American staff to investigate what really happened. For us fans to believe those kind of translations, I don't think was right because, like Dante is saying, to be honest, like the translation is wrong. I even saw a video from a transaction account that translate all languages around the world, and nothing about Enzo Fernandez or the Argentinian players talking about reasons comments. So I really don't understand this. So I'm sick of tired of listening to this. Hopefully, this will be clarified soon before Enzo Fernandez coming back to Chelsea for the preseason. So I'm tired about this, guys. So Titi, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm back
Yeah, I'm
now.
back now.
I'm back now
I'm back now
momentarily.
momentarily.
Okay, no problem. But I think we should wrap it up, guys, and then we'll do another stream tomorrow. So, Dante, what is your final words? We've been talking about.
Yeah, well, final thoughts. Yeah, just obviously this. Hopefully, this thing disappears because it's really, it's just something that's blown up by some people that have a bit of an agenda and a bit of hate, and they want to obviously get it out there to paint a bad picture of Enzo. And unfortunately, it was a Chelsea fan who did this first of all. So, yep. Hopefully, we just move on from this, and it just gets. It's really silly if mature people can't see that they're joking around and having a laugh about it, and it's not malicious at all. Then yeah, nothing else we can do. Other than that, Tobago, look, yeah, thanks for having me. It's been a good show. We'll come back, like you said, tomorrow, and hopefully some more transfer news. But I think it's going to be pretty quiet on that end for a little while, in my opinion. Like Maresca was saying there, he wants the players out that are not in the plans, and he has. Kepa has been training with the under 21s from what I've seen. So there's 100% that's leaving as well. He's not even putting him in the first team training, which tells you a lot of his character as well. I think that if someone's completely gone, he doesn't want him even near next to the team. So I think we'll probably see exits next more, and I don't see us any signing. I think this will drag on a little bit more. If something comes up, an opportunity comes up for a striker or something, we'll probably be on it. But I think this will take a little bit more. I think we're going to look at the squad a little, what we have already, a bit more. And if an opportunity arises, we might pounce on it. But I think it's going to be a bit quiet for a while. I think you're just going to see more outgoings than actually any incomings. But yeah, we'll discuss this a bit more tomorrow in detail.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dante. I appreciate it. Titi, what is your final thoughts about what have we've been talking about?
Right. Final thoughts. Look, I think it's been a great stream. First things first, and secondly, there's a bit of a positive outlook with regards to the coach and what has been going on recently, especially with all the training videos that have come up. I'm happy to see a lot of the players that were injured last season are coming up, like your Fofana, your Lavias. They are actually in first team training, which is great. It's fantastic to see. Um, Also, I don't think there will be many incomings. I'm gonna have to agree with Dante in that we will be selling quite some few players, or maybe getting others on loan, like your Angelo, your and Andre Santos, David Fofana, all these young players that we have, as well as some of the ones that we had actually bought already. I'm interested to see the Renato Vega player. I think he just looks like an intense type of player, to be honest with you. And just looking at him, I think I saw one post that said that this guy looks like a Viltrumite. And if you know anything about Viltrumites from from the Invincible series, you will know just how intense those guys really are, and he just looks like one of them. He looks like a pretty serious and intense type of dude, but again, he's also young. He's never played in the Premier League, and this is going to be a big challenge for him. And all the best, I guess, for him. But it's pretty exciting times, man. I wasn't this stoked when we had Pochettino as coach, or rather when the announcement was made. I was happy because we had a man manager, because that's what he's really good at. It's basically just trying to manage players, and trying to improve them individually. And I think he may have done that a lot with some of the players, like your Cole Palmer, who actually came through as a superstar already. There was a lot of doubt with him. But I will give some credit to Pochettino in the way that he had managed them, and just the faith and the trust that he had in him from the beginning, which was awesome. Your Nicholas Jacksons, your Moises Caicedo, especially at the latter stage of the season, Malo Gusto, all these young players. I think he had a bit of an influence with respect to giving them that confidence, and given the fact that they are now pretty much more established footballers. As it's oh yeah, those three need to go ASAP. I agree with you, Bobby. Lukaku, Kepa, and Malangsa, they have to go. If anything, they should be the first outgoings. If it's me. uh, wow, Rich Money Makers, you must send me your you must send me your handle, and I'll definitely follow you, brother. I don't have a problem with that. I'll definitely follow you. But yeah, it's to to wrap it up. I think it's pretty exciting times ahead. I'm not entirely sure if I will be present for tomorrow's stream, but we will talk, and then we'll check whether or not I can avail myself. But we'll definitely have that conversation. I'm not sure if I'll be available tomorrow though. However, um, yeah, I think it's quite interesting, and we might not have much news even tomorrow at this time. As Dante said, it's been pretty slow, really. But I don't expect any news coming in from anywhere, basically. So we just might have to wait for that to happen. Anyway, yeah, that's it from me. I think it's been a pretty great stream. I'm surprised we made it to past the 2 hour mark. To be honest with you, but the content has been quite useful. It's maybe I might not have been quite as interested in the Enzo Fernandez news that we had talked about in such an extent, but I mean it is something that's kind of doing rounds now, so I guess it was worthy of conversation. But yeah, anyway, Dante, thank you so much for joining today. Uh, I've I hope to see you
Likewise.
again soon, brother. I hope we can have another stream together as well soon enough. But yeah, that's it for me, guys.
Thanks, TT.
Yeah, appreciate it, TT, for coming. Dante, also we had JC and Jersey who are here on the panel. I appreciate you guys. And we had, I think, Rich Money Makers, Siaka, Tiger was here, CFC Gavin was here. We had Myra here. If I haven't mentioned your name, guys, I apologize, but thank you for coming. If you're new, please subscribe to the channel. More content is coming. Hopefully, we'll have a good season uh, soon, as soon as the season comes. I'll see you guys in the next stream, guys. Up the chance, guys.
Big up. Thank you,
Big up.
Tobago.
Thank you, Tobago.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.